Hi, hello everybody, I'm Justin, this is Koopa, welcome to Koopa's Corner. Today we are back with a Pokemon TCG Pocket video. I'm making a deck for you guys. It took me a little while to make a deck video for this set because, well, quite frankly, it felt very straightforward. I was having trouble kind of making any weird or unique decks. And I like to bring you guys fun decks, not necessarily meta decks. This one is pretty straightforward, unfortunately, but I've had a ton of fun with it, and it's not like the most common thing. And this is just a straight up Clement deck. I've named it Oh My Darling because Oh My Darling Clementine. And Clement allows you to pull either Magneton or Helioisk from your deck. You can pull two of them randomly. So I've got two Magnemite, two Magneton, two Magnezone, two Helioptile, and two Helioisk. Of course, a couple Pokeballs to help you pull your other ones out. Your elemental switches because your Magnetons are going to be generating all that energy for you so you can throw it up. Some Professors, a Copycat, and a Cyrus there along with your Clements. So pretty straightforward deck. It is very fast getting online because your Magnetons are just generating energy every turn. Your Heliolisks are dropping 120 damage for just 2 energy. They do burn that energy up, so you gotta, send one of the energies up from your Magnetons on your next turn. But yeah, let's just jump right into a match then and see how it goes. But I've had some pretty good luck with this deck. Alright, we got an opponent, and we are going first. Now, I still like Jolteon better, so I do think as far as like electric decks go, I do enjoy Jolteon a little bit more than this. And I really think that you could mix and match this if you wanted to other ways. This is just a very simple, straightforward way, but obviously with electric cards, you have Zero Aura to generate extra energy in the beginning. You have Oricorio to deal with EX cards. You can see our opponent's got an Oricorio out there. So, you can kind of mix and match if you want, but this is pretty straightforward, and I'd rather just have the 2 lines that the Clement has, and I'd rather just focus the rest of my cards on trainers and supporters. And we've got a Steelix deck, it looks like. They've got Onyx on the bench, putting an energy straight up on the Onyx, putting the heavy helmet on the Onyx, a second Onyx. Alright, well, both of our Magnemites are out, so we're going to drop both of our Magnetons. Start generating some energy here. Obviously the extra energy onto the active. The Oricorio is not going to be a problem for us because we don't have any EX in this deck, but even if we did, if they're running Soul Steel energy, the best they can hope for is to stall with it. They're never going to be able to attack with it, so they're never going to be able to win with it. So I don't understand why it's in their deck if the best case for you is a draw. Alright, so we will generate 2 more energy here. And honestly, we can now use one of our Magnezones, and we have both Magnezones in our hand. We're going to go with this one. We put the 4th energy on it. This does burn 1 energy as well, but it does bigger damage. And with the Onyx being 100, if they don't have Steelix, I'd rather be dropping the 110 than the 90 damage. The other one does 90. I have one of each. You could double up and do both of whichever Magnezone you like better. I like having the options, though, to be perfectly honest. The thing with the 91 is a little less damage, but you don't burn an energy, and then your opponent is 50-50 on whether they can attack you again the next turn. So this one doesn't have any of that. It does burn an energy, and it does a little more damage, and that can be nice. Obviously, the Steelix coming straight out doesn't help us any, and the Heavy Helmet would have prevented a one-hit KO anyway, but, I mean, we're going to still take a big swing at this Steelix, and we're going to put it in some pretty good shape to take care of, in a turn or 2 after this. So let's see, they're gonna heal up a little bit. I think you've seen a lot more of Pokemon Center Lady since Venusaur or Mega Venusaur EX has been out, right? Like you're dropping your lilies, you're dropping your other heal cards that might heal a little bit more. I don't think there's necessarily a better option for Steel, but I think a lot of people have been dropping their Iridas, their Ericas, their Lilies in exchange for Pokemon Center Lady just to cure those status conditions because Mega Venusaur is so mean. And also Mega Lopunny with the confusion. So I have been seeing a lot more Pokemon Center Lady recently as well. And the nice thing about this deck that we're running is, yeah, our Magnezone's down, but it's only 1 point. If this Helioisk goes down, it's only 1 point. So, you know, we're able to come in, swing for some pretty big damage on all of our cards, and really it's just low cost, you know. That heavy helmet is actually doing really good for them. Unfortunately, the Helioisk doesn't have a lot of HP, so it goes down pretty fast, but we'll go Magnezone here. We could honestly do the other Helioisk, because in theory, minus 20 from the heavy helmet you know, should be a game, but you know, the adamant rolling also subtracts a little bit, so it wouldn't quite be a one hit. So that's why I decided to go Magnezone. I'd rather 50-50 them on being able to attack me the next turn. Plus, Magnezone can tank a hit from Mega Steelix, and Helioisk can't. And if Helioisk goes down, that's game for us. So that is my reasoning for that. It's just knowing that we can't one-shot him. I'd rather be able to tank the hit. Right, and another Oricorio from him. I think that's a really weird call. Obviously, we Cyrus here and we win the game. It's that easy for us. But yeah, see, we're swinging for 70 there. So that's because of the heavy helmet. And that's because they switched and we brought him back in. Otherwise, we sang for 50 last time. So that's the difference. And that's why the Helioisk couldn't win us the game there. All right, we're going to jump into another one. We'll do one more battle here, see how it goes. But yeah, you guys see what I mean? How fast this deck is and how easy it is to get going. All right, we're going first again. We don't hate it. Not with this deck. Since we have the Helioisk in our hand already, we'll go Helioptile first over Magnemite. I'd rather have Magneton sitting on the bench to generate energy, and we don't have the Magnezone, so I think for now we do it this way. And, well, they are thinking. They are thinking. And they are still thinking. Okay. All right. They've got an electric deck. We're going up against an Oricorio again. This time, they're able to power it. It legitimately doesn't phase us that much, actually, with this deck. It really doesn't. The Clement to get our other two that we're missing. So we just need that last Helioptile. We've got all of our Pokemon. And then, obviously, the Magnezones to evolve our Magnetons. But we can get both Magnetons on and start generating that energy. And that's why the two elemental switches are so important for us. A Pikachu. I like the full art on that Pikachu. You could also slot in a Dawn if you wanted to have a little bit more movement with your energy. A Dawn is not a bad option. I mean, you just have to pick something else to sacrifice. We could evolve, but we survive an Oricorio hit unless he has Giovanni. So let's just Thundershock. Let's take the chance at a Paralyze. And we get it, which is huge. So that was a big risk. If we had 50 HP, we wouldn't have risked it. We would have just evolved. But because we had 60, a lot of people don't run Giovanni. So I was kind of banking on the fact that he didn't have it. And he healed anyway. No big deal. But again, the Pokemon Center lady. And we make him burn it now on something stupid like Oricorio versus like late in the game when it could really swing things. And again, these Magnetons early are so important because we're just generating so much extra energy. And again, this is, if you were evolving an EX, you might want to consider like, oh, it's 1 point versus 2 points. With these Pokemon, it just doesn't matter. And they were putting all of their attention on the Oricorio instead of trying to power the Pikachu, which is an odd choice. And I just don't think they're going to be able to catch up on us now. Instead of committing to that Oricorio, they really needed to just let it go down and power Pikachu on the bench so Pikachu could come in and start swinging. Okay, Raikou. Raikou's not a terrible choice for them. If they can get the Pikachu out of there and get the Raikou, and at least helps them draw the rest of their cards. But putting the cape on the Pikachu, I don't think that's what they're going for. I could be wrong, but I don't think that's what they're going for. They just feel really far behind. So they're going to let Pikachu tank a little bit and then get it out of there to attack with Raikou. But Raikou's only going to do 60. That can take care of our Helioisk, but it cannot take care of the rest of our cards here. So really interesting choice for them. And I think it just is going to be a pretty easy W for us here. Especially because we're going to swing for 120. Like, I don't know if they were counting on us needing an extra turn to power Helioisk. But I generally assume water, fire, and electric decks all have elemental switch. I think Guzma is one of the most underrated cards, and I typically run Guzma. It's just this deck really just kind of had a lot going in it, and there wasn't really room to squeeze it in. I genuinely think Guzma might be one of the most undervalued and underappreciated cards, and right there, Guzma would win it for us. Even on the bench, Guzma would win this for us, because that cape goes away, that Pikachu is down. The Poison Barb is a choice. We have Copycat. We could Copycat. We don't need to Copycat. If we evolve both of our other ones, we could trade 0 for 3, so maybe we will. And because, you know, maybe it'll get us our elemental switch that way. But we could also just retreat into Magnezone. That's what we're going to do here. Just swing for a little bit more. And it really is going to leave them in a really bad place. Right? So yeah, the elemental switch, I mean, we could have let Helioisk in, but they are going to swing for 60. So why give up the point? We can do 110. They're only going to have 20 left. They're going to have to retreat it. Their Zeraora isn't going to have any energy on it either. That goes down in one swing. Like they are out of options. The Cyrus doesn't help them. They're just going to KO the Helioisk kind of to be a dick instead of conceding. To be honest, that's what it feels like. they didn't even put the energy on Raikou. They didn't even KO the Helioisk. So they're legit just trying to stall. Like, I don't know what they expect. It doesn't impact us any, so we'll just go ahead and KO it. And there we go, GG's. So yeah, there you go, guys. That is the Clement deck. Very straightforward, very basic. Just playing into Clement's strengths. It's very fast. It's very good. And hopefully, with the next set, hopefully it's a little bit bigger. And hopefully we're able to make some more kind of weird decks. Because I feel like, well, I showed off Jolteon last time because Jolteon is just like my favorite thing right now. It's so good. This was very straightforward as well. I typically try to show something off that's a little bit more off meta, a little bit more of a fun deck versus a like necessarily really good or really meta deck. So hopefully we'll see that with the next set coming soon. But thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.